Yo, haven't made a video in a while. Turns out, doesn't matter how intelligent you are, you still have to survive the insanity of life. So, yeah. But I want to talk today about some new visitors we have on Earth. I've noticed they've only sort of just arrived maybe within the last decade, maybe only sort of 3 or 4 years. But this new entity, a group of transient life forms, have arrived on our planet. You see them in the night around camping things as these black shadows with yellow eyes. But they actually account for a lot of the paranormal activity within people's homes and stuff at the moment, because what they are is they eat our transient connection to the transient network and to each other. They don't really do any harm. However, they can be quite dangerous for several reasons. All right, there's kind of a saying on Earth, but this is like a universal thing: you are what you eat. So these entities consume energy, consume transient energy. Now, there is positive and negative transient energy. If you're happy and joyful and everything's going great, you are releasing positive energy. But if you are afraid and angry and running away, you are producing a lot of negative energy, and that's what these beings consume. So if you suddenly find within your home things start moving around, or like shadows or weird ghosts or whatever, and you start freaking out all over the place, you are feeding these entities huge amounts of negative energy, and they will get worse. They will get more and more negative the more they consume. However, if you happily accept them into your home, even name them and just are happy about them being there and continue on your lives happily and joyously, you feed them with positive energy and they become like this guardian spirit on your home. That's how transient entities work. I'm not 100% sure on how these things work, but I do know how transient entities work. The only reason I'm even sharing this video is because one moved into my house. I actually didn't think they'd come anywhere near me, but yeah, we got one living here. Housemate and I named it Leech. I thought it was a really good name because it like siphons the energy off the people in the house, but doesn't hurt us, so we don't mind. And I'm super happy to welcome it into my home. It can stay here and be safe and do whatever it wants, as long as it doesn't mess with us too bad. But that's the thing. If you're nice and welcoming and happy, it'll just chill out in your home and it won't do anything. But if you start freaking out all over the place, any intelligent entity is going to get upset by things being afraid of it for no reason. I certainly get very upset when things are afraid of me for absolutely no reason. It makes me very unhappy because there's no reason to be afraid. So these entities tend to feed into your fears. They get frustrated, they get angry, and they tend to punish you for your own fears. It's just the way transient energy works. But if you are happy and you're nice and you're welcoming and you accept these things into your home, they can be quite helpful to you. Don't get me wrong, though. There are also other types of entities, like actual transient humanoid spirit entities that kids will often see and say, hey, there's grandpa and he's standing right there, mummy, right there in front of you and you can't see him. That's a little different. Although what I've noticed is some of these entities tend to attempt to mimic things that you will recognize to be less terrifying. So they're more accepted within the space they're trying to exist within. There's a lot going on that is imperceptible to our eyes and ears. The only way we see it is through our actual perception, our greater perception of the universe and the space around us. So yeah, be nice to your guests, regardless of if they're corporeal or non-corporeal. Because if you're mean to guests, your guests tend to get a bit upset. It doesn't matter if they're flesh or if they're transient. So just be nice, everybody.